There's a young man in you that's a superstar regardless of the names that everybody calls you. There's a woman in you that is beautiful regardless of if your mom tells you that or not. I gotta get you dependent on you. I gotta get you dependent on this one in you that knows all the answers, that knows which direction you should go. And I'm asking you to start knocking on life's door and say, who am I? What am I called to do? Follow your dream. It speaks to you. I want to share these final 3 things with you. How do you do this? How do you accomplish? How do you find this me in me that allows me to be who it is that I've been created to be? Number 1, you have to learn to do it afraid. Anybody want to admit that they're afraid? Anybody been asked to join the football team, the basketball team, the honor roll society? Well, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not. Listen, fear is the number 1 destroyer of dreams. And as you make your way through life, as you are searching for this me in me, the number 1 thing you have to do is do it afraid. You're going to reach places in your life, boys and girls, you're going to reach places in your life where the unction to move forward, there's a pulling on you going, you can do this, come on, you can do this, come on, you can do this, come on. And there's another pulling going, you'll never make it. I remember my dad, quick story before I close, my dad was in the produce department at Kroger's, the supermarket, back in Goshen, Indiana, where we lived. My daddy worked produce and he could pick you out the sweetest watermelon. He could pick you out the hottest pepper if you like peppers. My dad was an expert in the produce department. He worked it so well, in fact, he could unload the half of a semi before teenagers would even get out of bed. My daddy, I remember he had 3 discs deteriorate in his back. He was bleeding internally, didn't tell anybody, but he would strap himself with a waistband so he could get himself out of bed, and he would go to work and work 14 hours in a day and come home and collapse in bed. See, my daddy taught me how to work hard. Why do I stand here? Because I know what perseverance is. I know what it takes to be who it is that you've been called to be. But at the moment, my daddy could have been so much more. They came by and said, you know what, Mr. Crume, we see all this valiant effort that you have put forth in this job. We'd like to promote you to a manager. My daddy goes, well, you know, I don't want the responsibility of the manager. It's not for me. I don't know. Making excuses at the moment of life change because he could not go in himself and believe in the him that was in him. Why do I do what I do? Because I understand what it feels like to be so low. You're even below the ground. I understand what self-esteem is and isn't. I understand what it feels like to look in the mirror and not believe with the one who's staring back at you. I understand what it means to know that you are destined for greatness, but don't know how to do it. I'm telling you what, I come with a word to empower you that you have all the goods you need. Daddy might not have given them to you. Mommy might not have given them to you. The world might not give them to you. The church might not give them to you. But bless God, you have been created with them. And that is the power that you tap into to become who it is that you need to become. But you gotta learn how to do it afraid. The second thing you have to learn is to do it when it hurts. About 6 months ago, I decided to start working out in the gym. At one peak, I was over 235 pounds. I weighed in yesterday at a cool 175. Sweet deal. But yeah, thank you very much. But it takes effort. I got to the pool, I jumped in the pool, I started to swim a half a lap, and I'm going, like a fish out of water. What do you do when you're pursuing your dream? What do you do when you're finding this you in you, and you get to this place where it hurts? It hurts. He hurt me, I can't forgive him. Don't you know what he did to me? Don't you know he violated me? He pushed me. She pushed me. She got me in a corner, and I tried to get out, but I couldn't get out. I couldn't get away. I pushed them away, but they wouldn't do it. And they hurt you. Are you going to let them still hurt you? Or are you going to set yourself free in them too by saying, I forgive you? It'll hurt, but you'll be set free. In life, to be the you in you, you've got to do it afraid. And number 2, you got to do it even if it hurts. I got to tell somebody something in here that your past has only prepared you for your future. I'm looking at somebody right here today, and you have children, and your children are going to be the next superstars. And your children's life will depend on you tapping into your destiny. Will you buy into what the world says you are? Will you buy into this flesh part of you that's been grown up by your society and your environment? Or will you tap into this superstar down way inside that you know you could be? You got to do it afraid. You got to do it when it hurts. And here's my last point. You even got to do it alone. Let me tell you something, young person. You have got to learn the moxie. You have got to get the swag down deep inside you. And that swag is not bothered by anybody. And your swag says, I will do it even if I have to do it by myself. I guarantee you, you want to change your campus? Start doing it because you decide so, rather than everybody else says this is the way we should do it. Do it afraid, do it when it hurts, and even do it alone. Will the real you please stand up?